If you've watched my videos before, you know I love a good recipe. But today I'm gonna go super simple and make a Big Mac salad. So come along and lean and green with me. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth and I am living in the light by documenting my weight loss transformation using Optavia's 5-in-1 program. As part of the Optavia 5-in-1 program, you have one lean and green meal each day that consists of 5 to 7 ounces of lean protein, 3 lower carbohydrate vegetables, and then some condiments, healthy fats depending on what type of protein you had, and even you might incorporate a healthy snack in there as well. So what I'm going to make is called the Big Mac salad. It has all the flavors of that Big Mac that you get from McDonald's, but without all the fat, without all the calories, and it makes a delicious meal. So the ingredients for this recipe are, you need 118 grams or 2.5 cups of shredded lettuce. Now, the recipe calls for iceberg lettuce. I did romaine just because I prefer that. So 118 grams, which is 2.5 cups. You need a 1/4 cup of diced cherry tomatoes. That comes up to be 37 grams. You need 4.5 ounces of, this is a 6% fat, so it's a super lean ground beef. So the leaner you get, the better it is for you. I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of diced onion. I'm going to use 1 ounce of dill pickles, diced. Then for my topping, I'm going to make a dressing with 2 tablespoons of Walden Farms Thousand Island dressing. The original recipe called for Wishbone reduced fat, and that made it a healthy fat. But Walden Farms doesn't have any fat, so I can't count this as a healthy fat. I'm going to actually count this as a condiment, and I'll put all the counts in the recipe in the description box. So instead of counting this as my healthy fat, I'm going to put in about 1 ounce, a little more than 1 ounce, to make up for the 3/4 of a healthy fat that I need. Diced avocado. I know there's no avocado in a Big Mac salad, but I need the fat, so that's what I'm going to use. I also need some white vinegar and some onion powder, and then I am going to sprinkle the top with sesame seeds, but I actually have some homemade everything but the bagel seasoning, and so I'm just going to use that because that has the white and the black sesame seeds. It also has a little bit of garlic in there, but it still would count as a condiment, so I'm going to use that, make it a little extra tasty. I have already gone ahead and browned up the ground beef. The recipe tells you to do the onion first and then the ground beef, but I had a whole pound of ground beef and I knew I wasn't going to need all that. So instead of that, I'm just going to dump my tablespoon of diced onion into my beef, and I'm going to set that aside until I'm ready to assemble my salad. I'm also going to put my lettuce, my tomatoes, my pickles aside. Oh, I forgot one other thing is a 1/4 cup, which is 1 ounce of reduced fat sharp cheddar cheese. So I'm going to have that as well, and I'll show that to you when I put it together. But I wanted to make up the dressing and let that sit for just a minute. And let me get my tablespoon, just a minute. So to make the dressing, I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of this Walden Farms Thousand Island dressing. And the great thing about Walden Farms is it pretty much has nothing in it. Like, there's no calories, there's no fat, there's 2 grams of carbohydrates. So 2 tablespoons here is going to count as 1 condiment. Keep that to stir up with. I need 1/8 teaspoon of onion powder. And then 1/8 teaspoon of just plain white vinegar. And I'm just going to mix that all together and set that aside, and that is going to be my dressing to put on top of my salad when that's ready to go. It is finally time to put the Big Mac salad together, so I'm going to start with my 2.5 cups or 188 grams of shredded romaine lettuce. And then I have my 37 grams of diced cherry tomatoes. I have 1 ounce of dill pickle diced. That counts as half of an optional snack. I shouldn't say never, but I almost never eat optional snacks, so that's that. I put the meat back on the stove with the onion just to soften the onion up a little bit, so that's been cooked. And again, that's 4.5 ounces of extra lean, like 4% fat, ground beef, and a tablespoon of onion. I need the healthy fat, so I have about 1 ounce of diced avocado, which is not in a Big Mac, but it's going to be in mine. I have 1 ounce of reduced fat shredded cheddar cheese, and I'm going to sprinkle on top of that. Then I am going to drizzle over my dressing that we made with the Walden Farms Thousand Island dressing, a little white vinegar, some onion powder, two tablespoons doesn't seem like it's a whole lot, but when you actually mix up the salad, it's more than enough. And then I have 1 teaspoon, oh, not 1 teaspoon, 3/4 of a teaspoon of the Everything But the Bagel seasoning. It has black and white sesame seeds. It has some poppy seeds. It has a little bit of dehydrated garlic and dehydrated onion in there. Not a whole lot of that. And so that is my Big Mac salad that I am going to enjoy for my lean and green tonight. I hope that you give this one a try. You can find this recipe on 100 different websites. It's a very common one. I hope you try it, that you enjoy it. Let me know in the comments down below. If you've not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you think this is a great recipe. And until I see you next time, keep living in the light.